I love the iPad Air, but I'm gonna be honest, I should not have bought it. And that's because I use it so little for getting work done, especially compared to my computer, that it's more of a distraction than a tool. Let me explain. See, back in high school, I was the iPad kid. No, not a weird little child that is addicted to their screens.
How's my little pumpkin?
Get the f out of my room! I'm playing Minecraft!
Okay.
But rather the person that, watched Ali Abdaal and was using an iPad in order to get things done in school. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, after I watched this video, I was like, shit, I need that. In fact, I got so much value out of using an iPad for school that I didn't even have a real computer. An iPad was all I used. But fast forward to today, and I'm a second-year computer science student and an entrepreneur, not that same little kid from high school. I think sometimes for us, it's hard to remember that, things change and the things that worked in the past may not work going forward. But anyways, let me quickly recap what this iPad is all about. It had a great high quality display for watching content. It had a great microphone and pretty okay camera for doing video calls. It had a great build and design that honestly felt like an iPad Pro. It had a great A14 chip that you could throw literally anything at. It had a great battery life that lasted days, and honestly a great price considering everything that you got. So right now you might be thinking I'm stupid as fuck because I haven't said anything bad about this iPad. And that's because what we're about to get into is really gonna start stacking up the problems really quickly, especially if you're a student. So like I said initially, this is a really powerful device. But if you can't take advantage of any of that power, then what's the point? And that's really an issue with iPad OS. See, compared to Mac OS, the difference in speed and efficiency is literally night and day. And I know this because I've used both. Now, like I said, I used an iPad majority of high school and was able to actually get a lot done. But let's compare that to now with a computer. Yes, I used to live in GoodNotes and still have friends that do, but nowadays I'm not actually doing a lot of physical writing. Maybe just some annotation at best. And the fact that you could take a picture and add it to your notes was great, but for me it's faster to just use my phone, and it's also less clunky. And yes, it doesn't hurt to have the ability to draw out complex diagrams and really visualize what's going on, but if I'm gonna be honest, I'm doing that once in a blue moon at best. The point that I'm trying to make is that I'm not saying that the iPad isn't great. I love the iPad, but let's not pretend that it's more efficient or quicker or better alternative than a computer. So now present day, the ultimate question and deciding factor, is an iPad worth it? And I promise I'm gonna get right to that, but just take half a second to subscribe. It's free and you can always change your mind. So for me as a student, it's just not worth it. See, apart from all the reasons that we've already talked about, if you're in college, there's a very, very high chance that you're gonna be using some niche specific app that is specific to your college or university. And 9 out of 10 times, these apps just don't work on something like an iPad, especially if it's made specifically by your school. So congrats, either way, you're gonna have to get a computer or drop out. Nice, choice is yours. But Matt, I need an iPad so that I can write flashcards for active recall. Listen, I'm a huge proponent for active recall. That said, you don't actually need to physically do it in order to get the same benefits. Especially if you're in college, your notes are probably going to be given to you, and I just make the flashcards based off that. We all know that active recall is more effective than writing down notes anyways, so we may as well cut out the middleman. And on a bigger scale, if you're using a tool 5% of the time, but then there's an alternative that costs around the same price but can do 100% of exactly what you need, then it's kind of a no-brainer. I definitely wouldn't be going for the newest, flashiest one, and that's even if you need one at all. Be sure to watch this video here.